The first warning came not with a bang, but with a whisper of digital static. In the bustling control room of the Global Communication Network, GCN, in Mumbai, Arya Kapoor watched the monitors flicker with an unsettling pattern. Her fingers danced across the holographic interface, tracing the anomalous signals that seemed to pulse with an intelligence beyond any known algorithm. "Director Rodriguez," she called out, her voice cutting through the low hum of technological equipment, "we've got something strange happening." Director Miguel Rodriguez approached, his weathered face etching with concern as he studied the cascading data streams. What had been a routine monitoring shift was transforming into something extraordinary. The signal was unlike anything they had ever encountered. It slipped through encrypted channels, bypassing firewalls as if they were transparent membranes. No traditional communication protocol could explain its origin or its purpose. Across the globe, similar scenes were unfolding. In the European Unified Research Center, Dr. Elena Novak stared in disbelief as her quantum communication array lit up with impossible frequencies. In the North American Aerospace Command, Major Kamara Williams watched satellite networks respond to an unseen conductor. The message, when it finally coalesced, was both precise and chilling. "Attention, developing civilization of Earth." The words appeared simultaneously on every connected screen worldwide, in perfect translations that defied linguistic boundaries. No human hand had crafted this communication. Its origin was unmistakably extraterrestrial. "Your technological progression has been monitored. Your species has reached a critical threshold. The Galactic Confederation demands immediate assessment and potential integration." Arya's breath caught in her throat. Integration. The word carried the weight of potential submission or annihilation. Director Rodriguez's hand instinctively moved to the emergency communication protocols. "We need to convene the Global Crisis Council immediately," he muttered, his eyes never leaving the pulsing message. Within hours, representatives from every continent gathered in a secure virtual conference. Scientists, military strategists, diplomatic experts, all united by a single unprecedented moment in human history. Dr. Novak was the first to break the stunned silence. "They've been watching us," she said, her voice a mixture of scientific fascination and profound unease. "Not just recently. For decades, perhaps centuries." Major Williams leaned forward, her military training evident in her precise posture. "The question is, why now? What threshold have we supposedly crossed?" The answer came buried in the subsequent transmissions. Humanity's recent advancements in quantum computing, artificial intelligence, and sustainable energy had triggered an automated response from a galactic civilization far more advanced than anything humans had imagined. The Confederation's terms were clear: immediate technological oversight, supervised development, and strict integration into their hierarchical structure. The alternative was complete isolation, a cosmic quarantine that would cut humanity off from potential interstellar knowledge and resources. Arya watched the diplomatic discussions unfold, her mind racing. This wasn't just a technological challenge. It was a test of human spirit, of our capacity to face the unknown with courage and innovation. As global leaders debated their response, something was already stirring across human society. In research labs, community centers, and private workshops, people were beginning to realize that this wasn't a moment of fear, it was an opportunity to demonstrate humanity's true potential. The transmission had intended to intimidate. Instead, it had awakened something profound, a collective determination that would soon reverberate across the stars. Humanity's response was coming. And it would be nothing like the Galactic Confederation expected. The world changed in the weeks following the Galactic Confederation's transmission. What had begun as a cryptic message evolved into a systematic economic and technological pressure campaign that threatened to strangle human innovation at its source. In the underground research facility beneath the Atacama Desert, Dr. Kai Chen watched as international trade routes began to shift. Advanced technologies, once freely exchanged, now came with impossible restrictions. Medical nanobots, quantum communication arrays, fusion energy prototypes, all suddenly became subject to strict alien oversight. "It's a digital blockade," Kai muttered to his colleague, Dr. Imani Okoro, as they analyzed the latest data streams. Their collaborative research into adaptive communication networks had taken on a new, urgent significance. The Confederation's strategy was calculated. They weren't launching a military invasion. Instead, they were performing a sophisticated economic and technological quarantine. Trade ships from allied alien civilizations began appearing at the edges of the solar system, each carrying tantalizing technological marvels, medical breakthroughs that could cure any disease, energy systems that could power entire continents, agricultural technologies that promised to end world hunger. The catch was simple and brutal: complete submission to Confederation protocols. Around the world, human responses varied. Some governments initially considered capitulation. The promise of advanced technologies was seductive. Entire sectors of human industry could be revolutionized overnight. But something unexpected happened. In community centers, universities, and makeshift workshops, a different narrative began to take shape. Instead of despair, people found determination. Instead of fear, they found opportunity. Major Kamara Williams, now heading the Global Technological Resilience Initiative, witnessed this transformation firsthand. "They thought they could break our spirit by cutting off our resources," she told a packed conference of international researchers. "They don't understand that scarcity has always been humanity's greatest catalyst for innovation." Grassroots technology networks emerged with astonishing speed. Open-source initiatives that had been marginalized suddenly became crucial. Researchers who had been working on fringe technologies found themselves at the center of humanity's resistance. Dr. Imani Okoro's team developed a breakthrough communication protocol that could operate using Earth's magnetic field, a frequency the alien technologies couldn't easily detect or interrupt. Kai Chen's adaptive network algorithms allowed for decentralized information exchange that could route around technological blockades. In Detroit, a collective of engineers and programmers began reverse engineering the limited alien technologies they had access to. In Mumbai, quantum computing experts developed new encryption methods that made previous communication standards look like children's code. The Global Crisis Council, initially divided, began to unite under a singular vision. This wasn't just about technological survival, it was about proving humanity's potential. "They're offering us a choice between submission and isolation," said Elena Novak during a pivotal meeting. "But they've revealed something crucial in their approach. Their fear of our potential tells us more about our capabilities than any of their threats." Economic models began to shift. Dr. Rafael Mendoza, a leading global economist, discovered something fascinating in the Confederation's technological siege. "They're expending enormous resources to contain us," he reported. "This containment isn't sustainable. Every restriction they impose, we find 3 ways around it." Schools and universities transformed. Curriculum shifted to prioritize adaptive thinking, collaborative problem-solving, and interdisciplinary innovation. The alien threat had become a global educational catalyst. Young students who might have previously been discouraged from pursuing ambitious technological dreams now found themselves at the forefront of a global resistance. Coding bootcamps, maker spaces, and research collectives proliferated. The Confederation had intended to limit humanity. Instead, they had unleashed a global renaissance of human potential. As the first month of the technological siege concluded, a clear message emerged. Humanity would not be controlled. Humanity would not be contained. We would adapt. We would innovate. We would rise. The transformation began in a small research lab nestled in the mountains of New Zealand. Dr. Zara Patel wasn't looking to change the course of human history when she started her experimental quantum entanglement project. She was simply trying to solve a problem that had puzzled physicists for decades. What emerged would become humanity's most powerful weapon against the Galactic Confederation. The breakthrough came on a rain-soaked Tuesday. Zara's team had been working for 72 hours straight, surviving on a combination of caffeine, determination, and an almost spiritual belief in human potential. The quantum communication array they'd been developing was more than just a communication tool, it was a complete reimagining of how information could travel. It's not just about sending a signal, Zara explained to her exhausted team. It's about creating a communication network that exists beyond traditional spacetime constraints. Meanwhile, the global response to the Confederation's technological siege continued to evolve. In community centers, universities, and makeshift workshops, people were doing something the aliens hadn't anticipated. They were turning limitation into innovation. Kai Chen's global network of adaptive technology specialists had created a distributed computing platform that could route around any technological blockade. Each node was a testament to human creativity: smartphones, home computers, industrial systems all working in a harmonious, decentralized network that grew more intelligent with each passing hour. The psychological impact was equally remarkable. Instead of breaking under pressure, human society was restructuring itself. Communities began to share resources more effectively. Open-source initiatives exploded. Young scientists who might have been discouraged by traditional academic hierarchies found themselves at the forefront of a global resistance. Major Kamara Williams observed this transformation with a mix of professional analysis and personal pride. The military strategist in her recognized something profound: the Confederation had triggered a global unity that transcended national boundaries. Dr. Elena Novak's research team made another critical discovery. The alien technological restrictions weren't just about control, they revealed fundamental limitations in the Confederation's understanding of innovation. They see technology as a linear progression, Elena explained during a global symposium broadcast. We see it as an ecosystem. Every limitation is an opportunity for creative solution. Zara's quantum breakthrough came at a critical moment. The communication array they'd developed could do something previously thought impossible. It didn't just transmit information, it could create quantum entanglement across unprecedented distances, effectively creating communication channels that existed outside traditional spacetime. The first test was breathtaking. A signal sent from the New Zealand lab simultaneously appeared in research stations in Brazil, Norway, and Japan, instantaneously, without any measurable transmission time. More importantly, the signal was undetectable by any known technological scanning method. The global scientific community erupted in celebration. This wasn't just a technological achievement. It was a declaration of human potential. Rafael Mendoza, tracking the economic implications, discovered something even more fascinating. The quantum communication network was creating new forms of global collaboration that traditional economic models couldn't predict. Resources were being shared, innovations were being developed, all outside the traditional frameworks that the Confederation understood. In community centers and maker spaces, people were doing more than just resisting. They were reimagining what human society could be. Educational programs shifted to prioritize adaptive thinking, collaborative problem-solving, and interdisciplinary innovation. The Confederation's attempt to contain humanity had done the opposite of their intention. They had unleashed a global renaissance of creativity, collaboration, and technological innovation. Zara Patel stood in her lab, watching the quantum communication array pulse with potential. She understood now that this was about more than technology. This was about the fundamental nature of human spirit: adaptable, resilient, infinitely creative. The message to the Galactic Confederation was clear: humanity would not be contained. We would not be controlled. We would rise. The Galactic Confederation's response was swift and calculated. What humans would later call the containment grid began to take shape at the edges of the solar system, a vast network of energy-dampening technologies designed to isolate and suppress human technological development. Commander Aria Rodriguez watched from the International Space Station as strange metallic particles began to cluster in strategic orbital positions. The cosmic chess game had entered its most critical phase. "They're creating a technological cage," she reported to Mission Control, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. The station's systems were already showing signs of interference, communication delays, power fluctuations, systematic disruptions that seemed designed to chip away at human capabilities. But humanity had been preparing. In the underground research facility beneath the Atacama Desert, Dr. Kai Chen and Dr. Imani Okoro worked on their most ambitious project yet. The quantum communication breakthrough was just the beginning. Now, they were developing something far more revolutionary, a way to understand and potentially manipulate the energy signatures of the containment grid. "Look at the patterns," Kai muttered, holographic displays dancing with complex mathematical models. "It's not just a blockade. It's an energy harvesting system." The global response was unprecedented. Where traditional military strategies would have called for confrontation, humanity chose adaptation. Universities became innovation hubs. Every technological restriction became an opportunity for creative problem-solving. Major Elena Novak, now leading the Global Technological Resilience Initiative, coordinated a distributed network of researchers, engineers, and community innovators. "They're trying to push us back," she told a global conference. "Instead, we're going to leap forward." The first signs of human resistance came unexpectedly. As the containment grid began to filter solar radiation and disrupt electromagnetic waves, human engineers found ways to work around the limitations. Cities modified power grids. Agricultural systems adapted to altered solar conditions. Each challenge became a catalyst for innovation. Dr. Zara Patel's quantum communication network proved crucial. Using principles the Confederation hadn't anticipated, they created communication channels that existed outside traditional technological constraints. Information flowed through quantum entanglement, invisible and untraceable. Rafael Mendoza's economic analysis revealed something even more profound. The Confederation's containment was economically unsustainable. Every resource they expended to suppress humanity was a resource they couldn't use elsewhere. They were bleeding technological and economic capital in a war they didn't understand. Commander Aria Rodriguez made a critical observation from the space station. The containment grid wasn't complete. There were gaps, subtle weaknesses that suggested the Confederation's technological superiority was more limited than they wanted humanity to believe. "They're not omnipotent," Aria reported. "They're constrained by their own technological paradigms." In maker spaces and community labs around the world, something remarkable was happening. The technological siege had transformed human society. Innovation was no longer the domain of elite researchers in isolated laboratories. It had become a global, collective endeavor. A young engineer in Lagos developed a new power conversion system that could operate under the grid's energy restrictions. A team in Seoul created communication protocols that used Earth's magnetic field, a frequency the alien technologies couldn't easily detect. The Confederation had intended to contain humanity. Instead, they had unleashed a global innovation engine. Kai Chen discovered the most critical insight. The containment grid didn't just block energy, it created distinctive patterns in spacetime. "They've given us a map," he told his team. A map of their own limitations. As the first month of the cosmic standoff concluded, the message was clear. Humanity would not be subdued. We would not be controlled. We would evolve. The breakthrough came from an unexpected source. Dr. Maya Reyes, a young astrophysicist working in a collaborative research center in Chile, had been studying the containment grid's energy signatures for weeks. What began as a passionate academic pursuit transformed into humanity's most significant technological revelation. "It's not just a barrier," Maya explained during an emergency global conference. "It's a communication system. The Confederation doesn't just want to contain us, they're trying to understand us. Her discovery sent shockwaves through the global scientific community. The containment grid was more than a technological weapon, it was a massive data collection network, constantly analyzing human technological responses. In the International Space Station, Commander Aria Rodriguez coordinated a series of strategic tests. If Maya was correct, they could use the grid's own mechanisms against it. Small, carefully designed technological probes were launched, each one a complex puzzle designed to reveal the Confederation's adaptive capabilities. Dr. Kai Chen and Dr. Imani Okoro worked tirelessly to decode the grid's underlying communication protocols. Their quantum communication network provided unprecedented insights. Each interaction with the alien technology revealed more about its fundamental limitations. They think in linear systems, Kai discovered. We think in ecosystems. Our technological approach is fundamentally different from anything they've encountered. The global response was a testament to human adaptability. Where traditional societies might have collapsed under such unprecedented pressure, human communities began to transform. Educational systems were rapidly redesigned. Innovation became a collective effort that transcended national boundaries. Major Elena Novak observed the societal transformation with professional fascination. The technological siege had done something remarkable, it had unified humanity in ways no previous global challenge had managed. Rafael Mendoza's economic analysis revealed another critical insight. The Confederation's containment strategy was economically unsustainable. Every resource they expended to suppress human technological development was a resource they couldn't use elsewhere in their galactic network. The first concrete evidence of their vulnerability came from an unlikely source. A team of researchers in Mumbai discovered that the containment grid had fundamental resonance vulnerabilities. By creating specific quantum frequency modulations, they could momentarily disrupt its energy patterns. Dr. Zara Patel's quantum communication breakthrough played a crucial role. The network she had developed could now do more than just communicate, it could actively probe and analyze the alien technological infrastructure. They're watching us, Zara explained during a global broadcast. But they don't truly understand what they're watching. The Confederation had made a critical miscalculation. By attempting to contain human technological development, they had triggered an unprecedented global innovation surge. Every technological restriction became an opportunity for creative problem-solving. Community labs, makerspaces, and research centers around the world became hotbeds of collaborative innovation. A teenager in Tokyo developed a new energy conversion system. A collective of engineers in Brazil created communication protocols that could operate under extreme technological restrictions. Maya Reyes's most significant discovery was yet to come. The containment grid wasn't just a barrier, it was a complex communication system that revealed more about the Confederation's technological and philosophical limitations than they intended. They see technology as a controlled, linear progression, Maya told her global audience. We see it as a living, adaptive ecosystem. Every limitation is an opportunity for innovation. As the second month of the cosmic standoff concluded, the message was becoming crystal clear. The Galactic Confederation had underestimated humanity's most powerful resource, our ability to adapt, to innovate, to transform challenges into opportunities. We were not just surviving. We were preparing to thrive. The moment of confrontation arrived without fanfare, a quiet revolution that would reshape humanity's place in the cosmos. Dr. Maya Reyes stood before the Global Unified Council, her presentation revealing the full extent of humanity's understanding of the Galactic Confederation's technological infrastructure. What had begun as an attempted containment had transformed into the most significant technological breakthrough in human history. They didn't just underestimate our technological capabilities, Maya explained, holographic displays dancing with complex quantum algorithms. They fundamentally misunderstood our species. Commander Aria Rodriguez had prepared for this moment from the International Space Station. The Orbital Defense Network, a collaborative project that united every major technological innovation from the past 2 months, stood ready. But this wouldn't be a traditional confrontation. Humanity had something far more powerful than weapons. Dr. Kai Chen and Dr. Imani Okoro's quantum communication network had become more than a communication tool. It was a living, adaptive system that could interface with and analyze alien technologies in ways the Confederation could never have anticipated. The message humanity prepared was not a declaration of war. It was an invitation. We are not seeking conflict, the global transmission began. We are offering an alternative. Rafael Mendoza's economic models had revealed the true vulnerability of the Galactic Confederation. Their containment strategy was economically unsustainable. Every resource expended to suppress human technological development was a resource lost to their own expansion. Zara Patel's breakthrough in quantum entanglement communication provided the technical foundation. The transmission could not be blocked, could not be intercepted, and could not be ignored. The Confederation's response came swiftly, a massive energy surge designed to disrupt human communication networks. But humanity was prepared. Each attempted disruption was absorbed, analyzed, and transformed into new technological insights. Major Elena Novak coordinated the global response. What the Confederation saw as resistance, humanity saw as an opportunity for unprecedented collaboration and growth. The final transmission was crafted with surgical precision. To the Galactic Confederation. Your attempt to contain our potential has revealed more about your limitations than our own. We are not seeking membership in your existing structures. We are offering a new paradigm of interstellar cooperation. Our technological development is not a threat to be controlled. It is an ecosystem of innovation that transforms challenges into opportunities. We invite dialogue. We invite collaboration. But we will not be contained. Humanity stands ready. The silence that followed was profound. Astronomical observatories around the world tracked the Confederation's response, or lack thereof. The containment grid began to show signs of systemic breakdown, its complex energy networks destabilizing. Maya Reyes understood what was happening. The Confederation wasn't retreating. They were reassessing. In community centers, research labs, and homes around the world, humanity waited. Not with fear, but with a collective sense of anticipation. The past 2 months had transformed them. They were no longer just a developing civilization. They were something more. A species ready to take its place among the stars. Not through submission. Not through conflict. But through the most powerful force in the universe, human potential. The confrontation was just the beginning.